Welcome back to Resident Evil 3, and it's the final episode in this game, so let's get the hell out of here. No point in using the pistol anymore, just gun everything down with whatever you got, whatever you feel like using. Alright, you know what? Switch to Magnum. Now notice, well, you can't see it quite yet, but in the top right corner of the screen we have a, oh wow, that looks bad. We have a missile coming in, and that is sort of our timer for how we are going to, how much time we have to go and finish this part of the game. A little bit better than the countdown clock, I guess, in a way, because we've done the countdown clock so many times, it's getting kind of ridiculous. In fact, we've done it a couple times in this game, I think. So, it's just more of a visual thing. Okay, now this thing was what was hinted at in the...
Warning, there is not enough power to activate the system.
Hinted at in the file that I just picked up. It's this really advanced weapon. Why it's here, I have no freaking idea. But in order to activate it, why we wouldn't activate it just yet? Oh, check it out. There's a tyrant over here. It's been killed, though, so we're good. Yeah, in order to activate it for whatever reason, we need to push this in. Push it in. And there are 3 of these things.
Battery connected.
Okay, battery's connected. Number 1's connected. What? What is this? Come on. Ah, it's Nemesis. It's alive. It's eating the tyrant, and probably shouldn't have let it do that, because that bitch is mutated. Oh, nasty. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. Okay, what you gotta do is go and activate these other 2. Activate them in order. When the light turns yellow, you have a chance of activating it. When the lights are red, you can't do it. So, run over here, hit the 3rd one. Get it in there quick. Nemesis is coming. Okay, we're good. Okay, it'll charge up. Damn it, shut up. It'll charge up and then it'll fire, and I think it'll do it automatically. I don't think I have to push any buttons here. So, I'm going to take this opportunity to shoot at Nemesis a little bit. Kill it! Kill it with bullets! Shouldn't use first aid sprays, but what the hell. Bullets! Enough with the acid. Okay, I blew that bulb on its head. Okay, even though Nemesis was standing right in front of the damn thing, it managed to not hit it. So, the battle continues. Shoot it! Okay, I guess I'm out of Magnum rounds. Just deal the thing damage until it gets hurt, and then it'll crawl over to that, come on, where are you? And boom, the thing got nailed by it. What it was going to do was crawl over to the Nemesis and try and recover. But, I didn't give it a chance to really do that.
Warning. System overheating.
Okay, the gun doesn't work.
Cool down mode.
And that was the final boss. Disconnect. And the door opens. Let's get the hell out of here. What? Dude, you're not dead? Come on. What should I do here? Should I exterminate the monster or ignore it and evacuate? I am not going to let this son of a bitch get away. Ooh, nice.
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
Cheesy. And now it is dead for good.
Jill! Over here!
Yeah, I would have figured. And we have our helicopter escape. Nice.
I guess we're all set.
All right then, we're out of here.
Oh no.
It's here. It's time to go.
And there goes Raccoon City.
That's it. I've had it. This time they've gone too far.
This time they've gone too far. They didn't go too far the first couple of times, did they?
And now we have a rather unfortunate turn of events. It seems that the President and the Federal Council have passed judgment over the civilians of Raccoon City. The President and Federal Council have ruled that the Backless Terminate operation is the best course of action for this extreme situation, and have since executed. Based on that fact, Raccoon City has been literally wiped off the map. Current reports have the death toll surpassing the 100,000 mark. Our hearts go out to those poor civilians of Raccoon City.
Well, that was it. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Now, my thoughts on this game were a little bit mixed. On one hand, it was probably the last experience you could have in this series of being like a classic Resident Evil experience. Because it had the static pre-rendered backgrounds and the kind of clunky control scheme. I guess you could say that the GameCube games came later, kind of were an extension of this, but this had the sort of... they just feel a little bit different, I guess, because of the style, like the visual style that you had seen in these older games. I also have to say they probably played the best out of the first 3 Resident Evil games, because you have the addition of the dodge button and the ability to do like an about face and run off and all that kind of stuff. Shooting at the barrels, having them explode, larger number of zombies on the screen at any one time, better graphics, all that kind of stuff. And that kind of made it superior to Resident Evil 1 or 2. But at the same time, I have to think that this game, and it was kind of at a point where people wanted to sort of move on. Code Veronica had come out, which was probably originally supposed to be Resident Evil 3, and this was a side story. And that game really took it to the next generation, where you had the 2D backgrounds, and even though you couldn't control the camera, it would pan along with you rather than the static pre-rendered backgrounds. And the storyline was a little better, I think, in Code Veronica than it was in Resident Evil 3. So I kind of think that out of the first 3 Resident Evils plus Code Veronica, it was probably like the low watermark. It doesn't have this whole classic thing in my mind. Okay, I think we're going to get to see what my rank was. It's not going to be very good because I used a couple of first aid sprays. Come on, let's do this. C! Oh my god, it was worse than I thought. Time, 4.5 hours. That can't be right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have a tendency to just leave the game playing and wander away from it and do other things and come back to it. I did that a couple of times. That happens on a lot of my playthroughs. But anyway, rank C. Oh, I can play the extra game. Mercenaries. Boutique in 3 costumes. Okay, continuing on with the storyline, it was this destruction of Raccoon City that really spelled the end for Umbrella, because the U.S. government turned its eyes to Umbrella and all the shady crap that they had been doing the entire time, and that is what resulted in Umbrella really falling apart. Although it still seemed to survive in some respects, Code Veronica, which takes place something like 3 months later, Umbrella still exists, and in Resident Evil 5. During the prologue mission, I forget what it was called, Another Nightmare or something. No, I forget what it was called, but Umbrella existed in some form at that point, and that takes place something like 8-10 years later. So Umbrella does sort of survive, but the destruction of Raccoon City, this huge thing that they couldn't cover up, was sort of the spelling the end for them. And another note, how this game relates to later games in the series. The point in which Jill was infected with the T-virus comes up in Resident Evil 5 because she had gotten the T-virus infection and was cured of it. She basically had a modified version of the virus in her system at all times, and she was used as sort of basis for other experiments by Albert Wesker, the sort of overarching villain of this series. But here we go, we have reached the end of my Let's Play series for Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to continue this to other Resident Evil games, because I've done the first 3 plus Code Veronica at this point, and I may think I want to move on. But anyway, if you've been watching this, thank you for watching. If you like what you've seen here, feel free to watch a number of my other Let's Play series I have on this YouTube channel. So, thanks for watching. See you around.